Alabama defeated Eastern Illinois today by a score of 56-0. Here is Coach Kalen DeBoer's press conference, courtesy of the University of Alabama.
It's good to get a lot of guys out there today, and of course, get the win and just a good week of practice. Good locker room downstairs. Excited about a few things. One, getting a lot of guys on the field. Had some shout outs to some of the walk-ons in particular who put in a lot of work. Guys who got some stops and put the ball in the end zone, and then just looking ahead too, to the excitement of what lies ahead with the Iron Bowl and the opportunities that are in front of us. And so, a lot of the things that we would just have goals for are all there, and the things we set out to do at the beginning of the season or even way back in January, right in front of us. So go attack it, and I know we're going to do that, but love the response that we had this week, all week in the work on practice.
Thank you, Coach. Let's start on the right side on the front with Charlie.
Yeah, Coach, just want to see if you had an update on Josh Cuevas and maybe how long he'll be down for.
Yeah, we'll just kind of have to see how he comes along here during the week next week.
Gentlemen on the other side, Nick.
Yeah, we saw Ryan Grubb on the sideline today. What went into that decision? Or are we going to continue seeing that?
Yeah, it's just we'll talk about it afterwards, but it's something he's been thinking about here for a while now, and just communication, trying to see if there's a way where you're always trying to make things better. And doesn't mean it was bad before, but just something different. And today was a good opportunity to do that. So we'll hash that out and kind of see what we want to do moving forward.
Okay, that kind of makes me my ears perk up a little bit, having Ryan Grubb on the sideline rather than in the box. And I don't know if I necessarily like that this late in the season. What does that really tell us, right? You're going to have Ryan Grubb on the sideline again at Jordan-Hare Stadium, right? You can control the crowd noise here at Bryant-Denny Stadium, but not on the road. Kind of interesting. What's your take on that? There was a series in the first half of this game where I didn't think Alabama's offense played well at all in the first half. I think they played better in the second half. But Alabama went to their crispy formation, right? They throw kind of the screen to Caden Proctor. Didn't like that play. And you kind of ran a fake reverse. I feel like you don't run those plays in a game like this. You just don't. So I didn't like those two gadget plays. And I feel that Alabama's offensive line was a little bit challenged in this game. And I'd like to get your assessment of that. Alabama clearly saw this as a practice opportunity and tried to get a lot of the running backs utilized. But, yeah, Grubb on the sideline, that was rather interesting to me. We go back to Coach Kalen DeBoer.
It was good, though. I thought the communication was really good, and there's an impact I think he makes when he's around the players. They feed off him, and I thought the communication again between the coaches and him just being right there with them and overseeing everything and getting a feel of what's happening. It was good.
Let's go to Colin, staying on front left.
Hey, Kalen. What was your message to Connor Talty? It seemed like there was kind of a visceral reaction from fans after he missed that field goal and when he came back for an extra point. What was kind of your message to him as he continues to struggle? Yeah,
I just hope I wish they'd have their back like I know our locker room has his back, and he's working hard, and he had a great week of practice. I don't think he missed one all week, and we put him all over the place. So, he's going to keep plugging away, and just want everyone to support him. I mean, he's just like every other player on our football team, giving everything he has.
Connor Talty on the season, 11 of 18 kicking field goals, missed a 28-yarder today. Not necessarily happy about it, and I'm not surprised to see Coach Kalen DeBoer defending his player. Was surprised. I was asking the live chat, who's the last player to ever be booed at Bryant-Denny Stadium? Honestly, I have no idea. I've never seen that before. So today he is booed, 11 of 18 on the season. That is a number that we don't like. I mean, we're getting closer and closer to 50%. They put in Peter Notaro to kick in the PAT. I don't know if that kick would have been good for 30 yards on the PAT. So is this a constant? I do think so, that is a constant issue that you've had. We continue with Coach Kalen DeBoer.
Let's go to Hunter on the front right.
Yeah, just going off that, what went into the decision to put in Peter Notaro and then bring Talty back into the game after?
Well, we were maybe thinking we were going to get another chance with some field goals and things like that. We wanted to try to get a number of guys opportunities. You saw we had multiple, I think 4 kickers out there that all got their chances. And, we're probably hoping that we could get another chance to get him out there, and that never popped up.
Let's go on the far right to Emily Grace.
Coach, 8 rushing touchdowns today. Obviously relative to the defense that you are playing, but we've often talked about how there needs to be a confidence and belief that this team can run the ball. So what did you see in that area, and what does this set this team up for going forward?
Yeah, I just think that it's always execution and just more reps. Everything, you get better with reps, and it doesn't matter what your position is, head coach, position coach, player. And so, a day like today, there's just a lot of reps, and we had a shake up there with the offensive line with Gino in there and a few other guys. And so, again, more reps for those guys against, the looks that we saw. And so mixed in running backs, and I thought they all ran hard and got their opportunities. And so, it's just trying to build on everything. Again, I thought a week ago, I thought we took a step forward, and we'll watch the film and continue to go back to work. And I feel like we got a physical football team, both sides of the ball, and that's what it's going to come down to here as we go down this home stretch.
As I said, I think Alabama looked at this game as kind of a scrimmage opportunity and got literally every single running back into the mix. They had 7 rushing touchdowns by running backs and 1 additional running touchdown by Austin Mack. To me, it's clear that A.K. Deere and Kevin Riley are the faster running backs. Now, you can do it against Eastern Illinois, but how are they in pass protection against SEC defenses? We just don't know, because we haven't seen those guys and those opportunities. Maybe Riley once, but not A.K. Deere. So you have a lot of guys that we saw today. We saw Jalen Washington. We saw Richard Young back in the fold. All those guys were able to score touchdowns. But, at the running back position, you can get it done today. But I think until you do it on a constant against SEC competition, I think you still need to prove that you don't have an issue.
A question from Drew, second row.
Coach, I was going to ask you about the tight ends. Obviously, Cuevas, you said you'll decide and see what happens in practice. You got to see a lot of them today. How does that, if with his availability being in question, how does that change things, and how do you go forward with the tight end spot and how you rotated today?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you bet. Caleb, he's played all year. He's had big catches going back to the very beginning of the season, and just the combination of guys working together, I think, is always key. Whether they're working together in the blocking schemes, and that was a big part of what we were trying to do too, is just getting some of those guys reps together, building for the future. And so, there's intentionality on some of the calls and personnel groupings, with the potential situations that could happen. And, I thought getting Marshall Pritchett, who's going to be a really good football player, the last few weeks, he's really gained a lot of steam, gotten a few reps. He's been great on special teams. And, we saw him early in the season, scout team, tearing it up and, getting healthier throughout the year. And now he's out there, doing his thing. And it was good to see he get comfortable. It's good to see Brody out there making some plays and playing physical too.
Yeah, about the tight end. So in case you missed it, Josh Cuevas didn't play today. Neither did Jeremy Bernard, neither did Parker Brailsford. Jeremy Bernard and Parker Brailsford will be back in action against Auburn. I think the question right now is we don't necessarily have a clear timetable on Josh Cuevas, who is one of the best wide receivers on this team, right? You got Bernard, Horton, Lazier Brooks, and Ryan Williams and Josh Cuevas. So it's going to be critical for some of these tight ends to step up. Now, as Coach Kalen DeBoer mentioned, Caleb Edwards has been a constant this year. Marshall Pritchett has spot played. I like Marshall Pritchett's game. And you also had Brody Dalton, who is a transfer in tight end. So if Cuevas can't go, one of those guys needs to certainly step up in a big game against Auburn. I know Coach Kalen DeBoer, I would be curious to see if he's overall completely satisfied from an offensive perspective. I felt that the first half kind of lacked a little bit of rhythm. I talked about that on my post-game wrap. I know Ty Simpson threw 2 interceptions today, and the concerning numbers for me are 8 total turnovers in the last 5 games, right? 3 interceptions and 5 fumbles. The other concerning number is the field goals, 11 of 18. That is a number that certainly needs to be taken care of. I have another video where I talk about the quarterbacks. I think the quarterbacks look to where we want them to be in terms of development. And I thought that first drive under Austin Mack, when he came out, it seemed like the offense had certainly started to find their rhythm in that second half. But I am curious about this whole Ryan Grubb on the sideline. That is certainly interesting for me, kind of going on to this very, very important part of the season. So, fam, thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. More videos always rolling out. So get inside the comment box. Let me know what you think about Ryan Grubb on the sidelines. Was it better? Do you like him up in the box? Does it matter? Let me know what you think about Ty Simpson's play. Let me know what you think about the kicking game or anything else regarding the Alabama Crimson Tide, who are now 9-2 on the season, take on the Auburn Tigers next.